Welcome to another episode of the Women in Entrepreneurship at Swavis Radio. I'm your host, Blessing Kukunda, and today here with me, I have someone, a public speaking coach from the Orators Cornerstage, Mr. George Piwang. Those people who are out there and they have been fearing to talk. You have your businesses and it's so hard to speak about your business. You cannot make that elevator speech. You cannot sell your business. You cannot even talk in a room of 5 people. Here is your chance to learn from the best. You're welcome on stage, George.
Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you.
Now, you can introduce yourself.
Well, my name is George Piwang. I'm a confident public speaking coach, and I've been able to help over thousands of great leaders become good communicators. I've transformed people who have nervousness, anxieties to confident public speakers, not only elders, not only adults either, but also children who have been able to communicate confidently, entrepreneurs who have been able to reach out to and speak about their ideas very confidently. If you're there and you have this particular challenge, just like Blessing has introduced, I am absolutely your doctor.
Wow, thank you. Now, we have very many people with good business ideas, but sometimes it becomes so hard to speak it out.
Sure.
How best can you advise these people?
The best concept, as we've always been telling people, that the best concept of someone selling their ideas is, first of all, believing in the power of their voices. And when you master the art of speaking, your ideas are being seen outside there. Entrepreneurs, you only sell a vision when you talk about it to the people there. Great investors, great partners, great donors would love to hear you speak about that dream that you have. And speaking about that dream takes you to what we call trust and credibility. Being an entrepreneur, if the people you're selling to cannot trust your idea and cannot trust your message, and the message itself starts from the product that you're developing. And remember this, that people out there don't buy the product itself. They buy the voice that you speak about that product, and that voice is and that transforms many people to come and take that particular product of yours. Let's say, for example, this particular entire building, if we don't communicate about it, no one out there will definitely know that it's into existence. And when I train my students, I tell them that this communication skill or public speaking skill is not only going to help you become what you are dreaming to be, but it will help you become a great leader. And when you become a great leader, as you've seen many leaders have been able to communicate using their voices. And when they communicate using their voices, they've been able to transform the world. So this goes back to entrepreneurs. You want to communicate your idea. You're calling for opportunities, more opportunities to come to you, like speaking opportunities, like meeting different stakeholders, partners and donors that would love to know more about your business. So I think that's why communication would be very powerful to entrepreneurs.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I know from those people watching us, there are some people who are like me. When you reach in a room, you have ideas, but by the time they bring the microphone to you, you start shivering and you fear. But as a coach and someone who has been experienced in this, what do you think causes that fears in entrepreneurs to be able to talk about their businesses?
What do I think causes that fear?
Yes.
If I may clarify that question, it's a brilliant question. We always say that 85% of people globally are faced with the fear of communication and public speaking, and that's what we call the glossophobia, where somebody would stand on stage and easily faint off, or probably you see the physical symptoms coming up, which include the sweating of the hands, the legs shaking. When they hold a microphone, probably you see their hands shaking, or any tool in their hands. But based on the entrepreneurship sector, you realize that brilliant entrepreneurs have got the ideas, but they fear to come out to talk about it. In which way? Why? Because the fear of judgment and criticism affects most of the entrepreneurs to speak about their brands. And whenever you have an idea and then you get that fear of judgment and criticism, oh, what will people say about my idea? What are they saying about my idea? Maybe I feel less intelligent to speak about it. That's how most entrepreneurs will, that's the fear they will feel inside them. Then when you look at the fear of lack of confidence, and that's one thing that has greatly robbed many entrepreneurs in the business sector. You only wake up and then someone is like, I'm not confident enough to speak about this. Why? Because I've seen this from the experience, from my own experience with the students I've trained. You meet someone and they tell you, but coach, I'm not ready to step out of my comfort zone and go speak about this idea. And then I tell them that you do not need to be perfect to become a confident public speaker. Confidence is not you being the loudest in the room. It's not you being the loudest, but confidence is you bringing the inner soul of you, the inner self of you to the audience that needs you. It's you leaning outwards to them, not leaning inwards to them. And most people, why they have that fear or lack of confidence, it's because they want to lean inwards. When I say leaning inwards, some people might not understand it well. Leaning inwards, it's like you tend to judge yourself when you're talking. You tend to judge yourself when you're speaking to the people sharing your idea. But the main goal here is for you to become more confident is you speaking to the audience and sending that message to the audience, focusing on the message and then focusing on the audience, basically. And that's what makes you become that super amazing entrepreneur who will sell their idea with lack of confidence.
That sometimes, coach, you may be having an idea and when you're having this inner meeting, you feel you have the best idea, you have the best English, and you actually see yourself winning this grant on your pitching. You walk up to the stage when you're looking at this $70,000 grant being given to you.
Absolutely.
But the moment you reach the podium, the English disappears. What brings that? Like inside, you feel you've already done that. But the moment you reach there,
you feel like we normally say that's lack of preparation. Because when I'm teaching people, I tell them that there are types of speeches that you'll face. Let's say the impromptu speeches, whereby you just come and then someone's like, hey, just come and tell us about yourself, and immediately you have to stand up and start to talk about yourself. But remember this, that great communicators, great entrepreneurs and public speakers do not just wake up from the blue and then start to talk about a concept. It's just like developing a business. You start from the idea plan. That's public speaking. You must plan. And when you plan, you prepare yourself. You rehearse. And we have a motto that says, practice, 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 practice. Look at the likes of the Barack Obamas. Mm-hmm. These are great communicators. These are very strong people who inspire the world. But how many times do you think these people practice their speeches to become very confident and speak in front of people?
Actually, I don't know. Because you see, actually, Barack Obama, when he's seated somewhere, even before he opens his mouth, you're already
inspired. Yes. We say that people will not know what you go through behind the door or behind the dark room when you're practicing your speech. Now, many people might not know how many times I prepared myself for this set.
Also,
for this set.
Like you also need to prepare yourself at this point?
Definitely.
Okay.
Every confident public speaker, name it, they have to prepare themselves to get for that particular presentation. You don't just wake up and you're like, oh, wait, Blessing has invited me to speak about this, and this is something I can talk about anytime. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. It's the reason why we go further and ask, what is the topic?
Yeah, sure.
What are the questions I'm going to answer? They are very powerful things for you to know what to say. So that is lack of preparation. When you don't prepare for what you're about to tell your audience out there, you definitely will not have what to say.
Okay. And when we talk about public speaking, communication, do you think being familiar with a particular language also affects the communication part? Like knowing I'm Elange,
Okay.
but now I'm in maybe in Western region.
Okay.
Does it affect the kind of speech that you have to put out, or it's about the confidence you have as a speaker?
Well, I think that's clearly said. It's about the confidence you have as a speaker to make your speech be better. Language does not affect your communication ability. Language depends on where you're talking to whom you're talking to which environment you're speaking to, which kind of audience you've met. Maybe you have an address that is supposed to happen, let's say, in the local language. Definitely, that means that you have to address it in the local language. You don't have to go to Langi and then you start to address in English. When the people there, they are the local people and they understand the local language.
Yes.
Meaning, prepare your content in the English version, translate that content in your local language. And still you use the same art of communication.
Wow. So now we find we have very many women entrepreneurs. Actually, women have the highest percentage of businesses in Uganda.
Yeah, sure.
But you realize most people don't want to go out and talk about their businesses. So they build brands and then have some other people do the talking for them. Don't you think this affects their branding, or it's all about getting someone who can speak for their business and then the rest is history? Or these women need also to come out and learn how to talk for their businesses and maybe since we say, like you said in the start, that people are not buying the product, but they're buying the story behind it.
Yeah, sure.
Do we need these women entrepreneurs to come out and learn how to speak about their businesses so that they can, how best can they do about it? Like, can they go about it? Like, how can they be confident enough? Yes, to speak about their business.
That's a clear one. And as I keep saying that, it's not you being the loudest in the room to inspire people or have your voice being heard. It's you trying to uncover the skeleton and give it a better flesh to be able to communicate your idea to the people you're there. Now, you are a business entrepreneur and you probably don't have the skills to talk about your business. Yesterday, I was in the car when I was from training one executive. She told me that they had a conference somewhere and the bosses could not present themselves very well when it came to pitching their ideas to the people because it was a big convention. Then in her mind, she was like, oh, I wish they delegated someone to speak on their behalf. Yeah. It takes a bold mind to delegate, and it takes a greedy mind to own it for themselves. Now, women entrepreneurs just need to come out and invest on themselves. This kind of skills of communication, public speaking, etc. And when you do that, there are things that you will be able to obtain, like it will help you to get the opportunities right in your hands. Now, missing the art of communication and public speaking will make your business miss that trust and credibility from your client. Then when you look at a big entity, companies or entrepreneurs that have having teams that they are running, still, without the art of public speaking and communication, you are not in position to lead as a leader. I always love calling them team leaders. You are not in position. Why? Because it's your voice that inspires change in that particular business. It's the tone the verbal communication skills, the verbal cues, which is the tone, the pitch that inspires the people you're working with.
Okay.
So when you lack that skill, you don't prepare yourself for that, it means that you definitely will not be a great leader that leads your team to where communication will be at zero in your company.
Now, women entrepreneurs who are out there and you have a challenge of public speaking, we are with the right person here, the Orators Cornerstage director, who is a public speaking coach, Mr. George Piwang. By the end of the show, she's going to share with us his number, and you can get in touch with him so that you can be able to talk confidently about your businesses. Now, Coach George,
Yes,
we have you here. I would like you to take us through, take step by step, how can we build this confidence? Because it is not something that comes, like, you can even prepare, but by the time you reach there, like I said, the English disappears. And then we have this case of when you go to social media these days, you realize everyone is saying, I'm an introvert. What is it about this introversy thing? And how is introvert being, how is it different from being shy? And how different is it from being non-confident, I can say? So tell us step by step how best we can learn. We are here to learn. I think we have other people there. Be ready to learn so that he can take us through it so that we can learn from him.
Absolutely. So it's a question I've been hearing, like, most of the time, people asking me that same question. Now, I always tell people that language does not define your voice. Language does not define your voice. Why? Because I have students in Sudan, South Sudan, that literally cannot be able to bring out their messages or pronounce certain words. Mm-hmm. And yesterday I was teaching about how to use a microphone, and then I told my students that the microphone will definitely amplify your everything that you say. It will amplify your mistakes. It will amplify your poor language. It will amplify your pronunciation. It will amplify the T and B that you can't pronounce well in certain words. But that does not define the message you have to share with the people. So what defines you is the message that you have to share with people. Okay. What differentiates an introvert to an extrovert is all of them are great communicators. But the difference is an introvert is a low attentional control speaker. Why? Because they feel they are more shy.
Yes.
And as our role as coaches, our role is to help them gain their confidence. I've met many of them like that. And at the end, they turn up to become greater speakers, greater communicators. Then the extroverts are more of high attentional speakers. High attentional speakers, these are speakers that you give them one topic like this, they will blow up the room. Mm-hmm. They will speak with confidence. They will stand and deliver the message.
Is it something learned or it's an inborn talent?
There is nothing like inborn confidence. That takes me back in a conference I've been in one day back. One lady told me that when she was reading my book, and then she was like, I'm naturally confident. And I was like, okay, you're naturally confident. I believe, yes, that's true. But here's the thing. No one is born confident. No one is born a perfect communicator. Okay. Every communicator that you see succeed on those stages, platforms where you see millions, thousands of people, they have all gone through certain practices. And that's why we keep advocating and saying that these soft skills are not skills that are taught in schools, but they are skills that are learned from different individuals like coaches. So being an entrepreneur, you must, investing that $100 is not something difficult.
Yeah, sure.
Invest in yourself. Now, what is that step by step? process of making you become a confident communicator is the number one thing is make your audience feel comfortable with you when you get there.
How do you do that?
How do you do that? When I'm training with my students, I tell them, before you're invited on stage, do what we call a finger counting. You count, you be at alert and know that the MC is about to invite you. You do a finger counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. You breathe in. You get? And then when they invite you, walk onto that stage. Walk like they have been able to see you many, many times. But before you even get on that stage, try to ask yourself, what is that thing that I am going to tell them? And when I get on that stage, what is that thing that they want to listen from me? Now, you get on stage like this. The goal is not to automatically start to talk. We don't automatically start to talk. The greatest power pause is when you get on that stage and you stand and first look at everyone without saying anything. And then you bring in that 27 minus 3 minus 1 framework of the Orators Cornerstage Academy
Coach,
and other speakers. I'll break it down slowly. When I say you've already had the power pause, the audience have seen you. Probably they might have been tired. And you are this amazing speaker. And you get on stage, you have the power pause. Now you, in your mind, remember the brain is communicating to you. It's what we call the curved man brain. It's already communicating to you and telling you that, hey, hold on. You're either going to do it right or you're not going to do it right. Now it's trying to rob you. You get? Now, if it is robbing you that way, convince it. Say, you're lying to me. I'm going to make it right. Now you do what we call the 27 introduction. That 27-second introduction. Meaning that your introduction is not, hi, my name is George. Thank you so much for being here. Good morning. No, that's not your introduction. That's what captivates people's attention. What captivates people's attention is that hook, that grabber. You walk onto the stage and you're like, ladies and gentlemen, imagine waking up today and realizing a country like Uganda has no money in its bank.
Then everyone starts thinking about
Everyone starts to picture and think about it. That's David Swart says that in his book. He says that people will always picture something that you tell them. So you grab their attention with that hook and then you tell a story. And as we've said, that stories play 22 times, create more impact compared to anything else. That's the art that you need to master. Then talk about the 3 things. That is George Miller's law. Not me, but George Miller's. So he says that the human brain consumes only 3 ideas maximum. So when you want to feed people with information, never exceed more than 3 points. So you then go to the body, and in that body, you digest it. You tell them using the PPE framework.
Now, what is PPE?
PPE is point, prove, example. And when you tell them that in that process, absolutely, they have heard the message. And don't forget, you're speaking outwards, not inwards.
Now, Coach George, from there, if you say 3 main points, we have these investor pitches where they ask you to talk about your business within 5 minutes. You're given 5 minutes and you're supposed to talk about your business that has been running for 10 years.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to put that out?
Good. It takes somebody at least 1 minute from an elevator to get to another level. Some buildings it takes around maybe 30 seconds or 60 seconds, which is already 1 minute. So The most important thing here is clarity and authenticity. Clarity, you have to pitch that idea in a clear, concise, concrete, complete way that the investors will be able to understand. That's where most of the people fail. Actually, in this book, I wrote it clearly there that you want them to listen to you, to your idea. The first important thing is the clarity and simplicity that you bring in front of the investor. Then the investors want to buy an idea they can trust, and they want to buy passion.
Now,
No,
Coach, let's not get so much confused here,
Okay.
because the English may confuse us. Now, assume, you just give us an example.
Yeah.
Assume you are in the room now, and David here is your investor.
Yeah.
Now pitch to us about the Orators Cornerstage.
About the Orators Cornerstage. David, have you imagined a world without communication? Have you imagined a world where people don't have the vision to communicate their ideas clearly to people? Well, the Orators Cornerstage is here to help you become a great communicator, a confident speaker through its structures of speech organization, confidence building, body language, which includes the non-verbal communication and verbal communication, and pitching to different investors and stakeholders. Mr. David, I want to tell you that if you surely give us that $50,000, we will absolutely show you the impact of this great skill that we are talking about. And we are ready to definitely see a better world that is going to transform. It's not just about us writing history, but we are rewriting it to give people a clear voice with the $50,000 that you've given us. Thank you.
David, have you prepared should he send the account details or? So, wow, that's interesting.
Sure.
And sometimes we find it so hard to package everything within 5 minutes. We feel it's too short. We want to sit down and tell our stories, how we started, how we are unemployed, such kind of stories, so that you can maybe get the sympathy for us and then give us the money. I think that's where we go wrong.
That's the power of conversation.
Yeah, sure.
Someone will ask you, can you justify your business in 10 minutes using conversation, not first getting to your script and reading your script? So that's why we need to prepare entrepreneurs, we need to prepare the leaders around the world to understand that particular concept. Can I justify my business in 10 minutes?
Now, as imagine there's this business person who is trying to pitch their business to the public or to the investor. But sometimes you find they lose it on the stage. They get nervous. How best can they come back and continue the pitch without getting affected or affecting the audience?
Okay. How best can they, if I clarify, how best can they come back, recollect themselves to get back to the pitch without affecting the entire process?
I'm with a teacher in the room, so if you hear those questions, just know we're having the right person in the room.
So, looking at that, the first thing I tell people is mistakes are human. You must embrace, actually the mistakes help us to grow, to become better. And when you fail right now, you will fail again. But when you fail again, don't stop there. Keep moving. And that's when you will get to where you want to be, right? The greatest pitchers, the greatest communicators have once failed. So you must embrace that. Whenever you are faced with such kind of a situation or scenario, just stay calm. Stay calm. Breathe in. I was here and I asked you to do the breathing technique, the box technique. Sometimes you have to do the breathing technique, and that helps you to recollect yourself. That is the 4, the 8, and the 7 breathing technique. So it helps you to correct yourself. Now, for speakers like us, what we do is there is what we call the stage angle movement. When you're standing in front of people, either you're pitching your idea, we believe that standing in one position will affect your information and affect your idea. So we have the 4-step count, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're probably on the left-hand side where we call it the idea side angle of your stage. Then you move 1, 2, 3, 4 to come to the middle. We call it the story or the emphasis angle. Then you move to the right while counting, and that alone is helping you to calm down and speak properly and bring back those ideas that you feel you had lost. Then when you look at the power of pausing, sometimes speaking too fast might make people think that you are not prepared enough. Now, that's where most entrepreneurs go wrong. Someone wants to rush their idea. They want to speak very fast and lose the content. Why? Because they want to run away from that stage. The caveman brain is already telling them, hey, you can't be on this platform. You gotta run. Finish your speech and drop the microphone and run. Mm-hmm. That's what many people go through. But when you do the power pause, the power of pausing on stage, it helps you to recollect your mind, your thoughts, and also helps the people listening to you to pick the concept. Now, in other way, you realize that you've lost the concept. Probably the fear has kicked in and the concept is gone. In that process, try to use the power of visualization. Immediately visualize the 1,000 laws. Be like, if I cannot stand, if I cannot pitch this idea in front of these 1,000 people, even if it is one person in the room, see that one person has 10,000 in the room. If I cannot pitch in front of 10,000 people and there is one person who is in this room and must buy my idea, meaning that I'm going to lose this deal. So it means that you try your level best to focus, breathe in, relax yourself, read every angle of your room, and then come up with a very powerful verbal communication skill, the tone that you use. Change your speech to, if you were speaking for information, change your speech to transformation. And that's why we teach our students that we are training you to speak for transformation, not information. It's
so
a very big different thing.
Yeah. You can let us know. What's the difference?
The difference is speaking for information. It's like I come and tell you, our company employs over 2.5 million people. Our company has made $565 billion. We've been able to transform 196 people in our community. Speaking for transformation, let's imagine a company that has been able to transform lives of people that have been going through, let's say, cervical cancer. We've been able to treat some of them. And in that process, we've been able to have over 60,000 people seek our service. And our community today is telling a greater story that is inspiring other people. When you look at the women entrepreneurs today that we've transformed, over 75% of them today are really trying to inspire other women there by telling different stories about their brand or their product. Speaking for transformation. Wow. You don't just say, read data, but you speak you will speak with emotion.
I've learned that. I think the next investor should be ready.
Yeah.
Now, in your introduction, you talked about how you train children, you train people in public offices, then business owners. Yeah. From your experience, do you have real-life examples of maybe this child you trained and then now they're on a different level, or these executives you've trained and now they own big offices because of the public speaking classes, or the business owners who have been able to elevate their businesses because of public speaking classes.
Okay.
Yes.
Absolutely. Based on the fact that we deal with many people, and beside that, our classes are also, we have sectors where we have the ordinary people, and then we also have the executive people.
The VIPs.
Now, the VIPs, the executive people, we keep their profiles more secret. We keep their profiles more secret, and these are people we don't publish on our social media platforms, not even our websites.
No, you don't need to tell us the names, but their stories.
Their stories.
Yes.
Yes. Meeting one lady, that was February 2025. This was a lady that was grieving the loss of her husband. The husband passed on and died with cervical cancer. With cancer, and it was actually a brain tumor. This lady was grieving. Now, by that time, I had my phone, and my phone was stolen from Buziga, and I was now trying to use these small phones to communicate to people. Then I happened to see my line had that name that looked familiar, and I was like, oh, this person looks like I know this person. I reached out to her. We made a phone call. And when we made a phone call, she was, oh, George, you're back in the country. I was like, yeah, I'm back in the country. It's like, oh, it's been long. Then I started asking her, I'm like, how are your children? Because the last time we spoke, she was telling me about how she mentors her children to become greater entrepreneurs. Now, we continue having that conversation. Then the next time she tells me, George, I'm a little bit down. Emotionally, I'm drained. And I'm like, okay, do you mind sharing what's draining you? She told me all her story, and every time I had to be there for her to make sure she's strong. Now, I invited her for the public speaking class, and then she told me, George, that's not something I want in my blood. Like, I'm not ready to get out of my comfort zone and start to speak to people. And I was like, give it a try. I even offered to train her for free.
Wow.
At a certain point.
That was interesting.
But because she's an entrepreneur and she runs really a big company that is really feeding people all over, then she tells me, okay, I'll try your class. After me convincing her, then she comes to my class. And the first day she came to class, she didn't feel it. She called me, she was like, George, this won't help me. This won't help me. Why would I even overcome my fears? Which platforms am I even going to speak to? I don't want to even stand in women forums and speak. I don't even stand in front of people and talk. I was like, no, just give it a try. 7 weeks. And my policy as a coach is by week 4 or week 3, my students should be good. So I told her, just give it a try. So week 2, she came try. Week 3, she would postpone. Then she started taking it on, loving it. And by week 7, she was amazing.
Wow.
Very amazing. And today, as I speak, this is somebody who does not miss any event we've organized.
Wow.
She's transformed lives of people. She's transformed her staff through communication. After her class like this, she even called me. She's like, George, I'm paying you. I need you to come and train my staff. She paid for all her staffs. We had a very wonderful session at Victoria University with her staff. She employs over, I think, 32 people in her company.
Oh, that's interesting.
So that's how she got out of her comfort zone. And today, she's really an amazing speaker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if you met a young entrepreneur who has this fear of the microphone, doesn't want to be in cameras, in this digital world, what advice would you give them?
In this digital world? The fear of the microphone, if you are someone who fears the microphone, actually, the microphone is stronger than a pen.
Wow.
The microphone, for us, the microphone is stronger than a pen. Now, a pen is going to help the people that threw away their pen to recollect themselves and start to rewrite their story. So what I'm trying to mean here is that the young person there, if you know you threw away your pen, get that pen, rewrite your story, start to rewrite your story. And that same script, use a microphone to sell your idea. And the world there will listen to you. In this digital world or digital platform, there's a lot of greater influence that comes when people hear what you're saying. There's a lot of opportunities out there that people want to fund, but they cannot fund what they don't know. And it's only your voice that can sell that idea. Taking you back to an example of a young entrepreneur that I trained recently, an executive class. She owns a perfume company, a perfume business, but her perfumes are luxuriant, expensive. One day I told her, you want to sell best, get one perfume from your shop, go on all platforms, research about that perfume. Start from the 90s and start from the 80s. See if that perfume existed in the 80s. Then write the storyline down. When you write the storyline down, improve it well. There are apps that you can use to improve your stories. She did that. Day one, she recorded her video, put it online, and I told her, how much do you have in your on your card? She said, there's money. I told her, boost it at $6 or probably $5. She boosted it at $5. Therefore, she sends me a screenshot. The clients have bought this perfume at 1.4 million.
Wow, that's interesting.
And I was like, you've just rewritten your story. No. That's how it starts. The power of the voice. That's it.
Now, I think whoever wants to sell their stories now, you know what to do. You know who to go to. George, you can give us your location, your contact details in case anyone wants to contact you for business.
Good. The Orators Cornerstage Academy is located along Mitiana Road. That's where we have Bloba Road. That's where we have our office. And our classes go for 7 weeks. We have two types of classes, the executive classes and the ordinary classes, which is the physical class. Both can go physical or online. You can do physical and online. And we don't charge a lot. Our prices are fair. And some of them will be coming with books for those that will pay. If you really want to take this course, you can check us out on our website, www.oratorcenterstage.org. All the information is there, the enrollment. You can enroll via the website, and we can be able to take you in. Our contact is 077-640-9793 for those that want to enroll for classes. We have the June intake coming in, and all the students of June are going to be taking Mastering Your Voice at Home, which is a powerful public speaking book that you really need. It's in 2 parts, part 1 and part 2. So get it for yourself.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone who has been watching us. Hopefully this episode has been impactful to you. And if you need to learn more, you can contact George or you can contact us for more information. Thank you so much. I wait for you in the next episode.